Les maisons de streamer kick sont un désastre. Donc on parle de Neon. Ça a l'air d'être un sacré abruti, ce mec. Ouais, de manière générale, les streamers kick sont tous des abrutis. Donc dans les streamers kick, on a évidemment Jack Doherty, dont on a pas mal parlé dernièrement. On a Neon, effectivement. On a, comment il s'appelle, Fusey, je crois, ou je sais plus comment. Bah, bref, c'est tous des gens assez détraqués, dont la passion principale dans la vie, c'est d'aller se taper les uns avec les autres, se taper l'embrouille, aller casser les couilles aux gens dans la rue de manière générale. Souvent à des gens qui n'ont rien demandé et qui sont juste en train de faire leur vie. Tout ça pour essayer de déclencher des réactions sur internet ou d'aller provoquer l'ire générale des gens sur internet. Et apparemment, ils ont une maison dans laquelle ils sont réunis. Et c'est vrai que je vois pas mal des trucs passer sur Jack Doherty avec les autres streamers, des trucs dans le genre en ce moment, donc on va voir ça.
Watch your back while you're sleeping. Watch your back when you're outside. Watch your back when you're in the toilet. Watch your back when you're in bed. You're doing a 24/7 subathon? I wonder where you got that idea from. You're done, kid. You're done.
So if you may have noticed, the backdrop behind me is quite different, as in there is literally nothing. That's because I'm in Australia at the minute to do a meet and greet at PAX. You may have also noticed I look like a rotting corpse. That's because I've travelled from the UK to Australia.
J'ai pas l'impression que c'est très différent d'habitude.
Basically on no sleep, and every time I've tried to sleep the past 2 days, I can't. I hate jet lag so much. I think I've been able to have like 2 hours of sleep across the past 2 nights. And then when I do sleep for like an hour, I'll have like the most bizarre nightmares. Like yesterday, I was dreaming about being chased by crabs for some reason. No idea why. And do you ever do that thing in your head where like you have a really bizarre nightmare and then you think it's real, like it's got to be from a film or a game, and then when you actually wake up and you come to your senses, it's like, okay, that's not real. I could make that real. You also might notice as well during this recording, I'm coming across as a little bit delirious because again, I am very, very tired. I'd also like to point out the camera setup that you're watching the video through right now. It's not very good, mostly because I forgot to bring my camera mount.
Ouais, bon, moi j'ai pas l'impression que c'est pire que la mienne.
So I've had to stack a bunch
Après, la
of
mienne
objects
peut
on
coûter
top of each other
littéralement
like a
15
Jenga
balles
tower to
pour
make
l'éclair
it work.
culturel.
You've got the microphone there, and then the camera, it's stacked on top of a Dyson travel case, and then hand-cooked potato chips. This is so stuffed, man. It's awful. It's gonna collapse. Like, I basically have the entire thing stacked on top of a Pringles can. Now, you'd probably think in this video, I'm gonna talk about Logan Paul, Mr. Beast, Lunch Late. That can wait, alright? I've milked the cow a little bit too much. We're gonna take a breather there for a minute. But who I did want to talk about, who is a regular member of the channel, that being Neon, who surprisingly isn't doing a faking his death prank this time. So Neon has joined the race, which many other creators and streamers do.
J'ai pas beaucoup entendu parler de Neon, enfin si, j'ai pas beaucoup entendu parler spécifiquement de lui, mais j'ai l'impression qu'à chaque fois qu'il y a un drama impliquant quelqu'un d'autre de Kick, ce gars est impliqué de près ou de loin dans ce drama.
A 24/7 live stream. Now, loads of creators have done this before. I Show Speed, Kaisenat, Ludwig, and most recently Iron Mouse being the most popular streamers.
Elle a pété. Alors d'abord, Ludwig avait le premier record de sub sur Twitch, enfin avec un sub-bâton. Kaisenat a brisé son record, quelque chose soit en début d'année, soit l'année dernière, je sais plus quand. Et Iron Mouse vient de battre ce nouveau record avec combien elle a atteint, 300 000. Il va peut-être le dire. Combien elle a eu Iron Mouse 314 000 abonnés. Elle a eu plus de 314 000 abonnés dans son sub-bâton. C'est insane comme nombre d'abonnés. Et ça représente très certainement un bon $1 million. Juste en abonnés. La quantité d'oseille qu'elle a dû faire avec les pubs aussi, ça doit être un délire. Elle est vraiment énorme, Iron Mouse. C'est une VTubeuse. Elle est sympa et tout, elle est marrante à suivre. Si vous connaissez pas, je vous conseille d'aller jeter un oeil. En vrai, elle est intéressante. C'est une VTubeuse et c'est en fait c'est la première fois qu'on voit des VTubers faire des chiffres aussi. Enfin, les VTubers font depuis un moment des chiffres complètement tarés, mais là pour le coup, ça elle est passée vraiment sur le devant de la scène d'un seul coup. Même si elle faisait déjà des chiffres de malade avant, hein. Mais là, elle a vraiment prouvé que les VTubers avaient leur place en gros en tête des charts de Twitch, quoi. C'est assez impressionnant. Et c'est une femme. Et donc franchement aussi très cool de savoir que une femme détient le record de nombre de subs sur Twitch.
Because I remember seeing a clip of Aiden Ross seeing that Iron Mouse became like one of the most subbed streamers on Twitch, and he was absolutely seething.
How is this possible? Because I'll be with you guys, when Kyle was doing the subathon, he was on
He had the most subs for a reason. I saw him everywhere on the internet. This is my first time I'm hearing about this person.
So back on the 28th
C'est la première fois qu'il entend parler d'Iron Man. Ouais, c'est un peu de l'abus quand même.
September, Neon put out this huge, highly produced trailer to basically hype up this subathon. You know, this is the same thing that like the Sidemen do in the UK, Kai Cenat does, these high produced like posters or trailers. But the reason why I mentioned, you know, Ludwig, Iron Mouse, Kai Cenat is because when you're watching one of their subathons, you're watching it for them. They are basically the main character. They might get some like cameos and stuff. Like Kai Cenat gets the funny Phantom Tax man that all the kids keep saying in the comment sections on TikTok. But for the most part, they are the protagonist.
Ouais, et là, le protagoniste, ça va pas être du tout Neon. J'imagine que le protagoniste, ça va être les gens à qui il casse les couilles 24 heures sur 24, 7 jours sur 7 dans son putain de bâton. C'est ça?
Seems that Neon is doing with this subathon. It's almost like kind of a Big Brother thing where he's going to be on site in this house.
Plein de gens. Ah oui, c'est pour ça le thème de la vidéo, c'est la maison des streamers Kick qu'il a ramené à balle de gens dans une baraque et que du coup ils doivent tout filmer.
It's going to be 12 other content creators.
Il y a un mec qui a fait ça il y a très longtemps, c'est Swifty, un streamer WoW qui faisait ça il y a genre 15 piges. C'est là que je me rends compte que en fait j'ai découvert Twitch bien avant de comprendre ce que j'étais en train de découvrir. Enfin en fait, moi j'ai découvert Twitch il y a genre 15 ans. Enfin, je sais plus quand est-ce que Twitch a été créé, mais genre il y a un bail. Et genre j'ai découvert. Non, pas il y a 15 ans. Il y a 12 ans, je crois. Ça devait être il y a 12 ans ou 11 ans que Swifty faisait ça. Et du coup, en fait, moi j'ai découvert Twitch avant que ça devienne populaire. Et j'ai pas capté. J'ai maté plein de streamers, Soda Popine et tout. Je les matais il y a 11 ou 12 ans. Soda Popine, Swifty et tout. Et ensuite, j'ai arrêté. Je suis allé faire autre chose. Et à un moment, Twitch a explosé, j'ai fait « Oh, c'est cool, ça c'est quoi ?» Je suis allé découvrir, et je me suis rendu compte qu'en fait, je connaissais déjà, et j'avais oublié que je connaissais déjà. Et du coup, pour en revenir là où j'allais, parce que j'ai fait une tangente qui n'a aucun sens, il y a 10-11 ans, il y a un mec qui avait déjà fait ça, où il avait invité plein de viewers à lui, de Twitch, il les avait invités dans sa baraque, il avait posé les caméras un peu partout, et il s'appelait Swifty, il faisait des streams WoW, et du coup, bah, en fait, il filmait des viewers à lui et lui dans sa baraque pendant 24 heures sur 24 en mode télé-réalité, quoi. Donc ça se faisait déjà il y a très très longtemps, quoi. Sacré projet pour l'époque, ça, pour le coup.
So in reality, this is basically Kick's equivalent of Big Brother.
Pendant ce temps-là, Soda Popine allait se branler dans sa salle de bain pendant les streams parce qu'il avait trop besoin de se branler.
But if anything, it's going to go more in depth than Big Brother because, as you know, Big Brother.
J'ai un souvenir spécifique de l'avoir vu faire ça.
But not all the footage is actually used for a lot of reasons. Like for example, if they swear or anything, that can't be broadcasted during the day, and some of it could be so vulgar that it might not even make the cut at all. But because it's Kick, I feel that everything is going to be put out there because let's be real, like most of the people that are going to be involved, like for example Neon, these are people that have been banned all the time and then they just get a little slap on the wrist. I even talked about this a couple of videos ago with the Jack Doherty.
Je sais pas ce que c'est le règlement exactement de Kick, mais je pense qu'ils sont vraiment très larges dans ce qu'ils permettent à leurs streamers de faire, parce que quand tu vois le genre de conneries qu'il faut faire pour réussir à être ban de Kick, faut y aller, quoi.
Situation. By the way, Critical, I am so sorry that I stole your face and I put it as the thumbnail. I just thought, like, if I didn't use some kind of inclusion of yourself, the video would get no views. I'm just hoping with this Big Brother ripoff, we're not going to end up with a Nasubi situation. If you remember, that was a character in a game show that was turned into a documentary called The Contestant. This was someone that was basically just doing, I think, like, scratch cards the entire time to try to win money back. He was basically tortured on Japanese TV doing sweet.
Il jouait à des trucs de loterie et tout. Il était diffusé toutes les semaines en gros à la télé, et il a commencé à poil, et l'idée c'était qu'il gagne tous ses vêtements à la loterie, qu'il gagne plein de trucs à la loterie, et il devait réussir à gagner, je sais plus, il devait atteindre une certaine somme en objet de gagner pour réussir à terminer l'émission, quoi. Et en fait, il a eu des énormes traumatismes parce qu'en fait il a passé énormément de son temps à poil et tout. Bref, c'est une dinguerie. Si vous connaissez pas, allez vous renseigner là-dessus. Il y a énormément de vidéos qui en parlent sur internet. Il y a même un documentaire, il vient d'en parler sur Netflix. Mais même au-delà de ça, sur internet, il y a énormément de mecs qui ont parlé de ce gars en particulier, Nasubi.
Sweepstakes for around 15 months. I mean, it's already a little bit worrying that if you check out Neon's stream right now, he has a link to an actual official disclaimer that him or his team have made. And I could read out this entire disclaimer, and I would love to make the video as long as possible. But basically, the TLDR of it is it's trying to absolve him of any wrongdoing on a stream. Now, there's another character.
Je suis peut-être un boomer, mais j'ai découvert hier ce que ça signifiait TLDR. Ça veut dire Too Long Didn't Read. Trop long, pas lu, en gros, littéralement. J'ai toujours su ce que ça signifiait, mais je savais pas c'était les initiales de quoi. Et bah maintenant, je le sais. Trop long, pas lu, voilà.
who I originally had my problems with, but anytime I see him online, he's just became more funny now. And that is FuziTube. I'm not sure why. He seems to be the biggest Neon hater out there. He was like OG hater on day one. But now Fuzi has basically straight up accused Neon of stealing his 24/7 subathon idea.
You're doing a 24/7 subathon? I wonder where you got that idea from, bitch. That means I'm gonna know where your location is for 30 days? Bet.
Je crois que ce mec est à moitié fou.
Again,
Il y a des vidéos trop cheloues de lui qui pètent des
but at the same
câbles.
time, bro did not invent 24/7 subathon. Come on. Now he kicks off this stream.
Non, certainement pas. Il l'a certainement pas inventé.
Get it? By showing off this incredibly fancy mansion that
C'est Ludwig qui l'a rendu populaire. Moi, je crois qu'on dit Ludwig. Mais on est les Français. Donc,
if anything, it just looks like an iCarly set. He also goes on to note something very important about the stream. There's going to be some fat people there. I don't know why he worded it like that. Like, genuinely, he didn't even say like bigger people. Like, he's like, you know, he could have listed like A-list streamers and then the Z-list streamers, but no, he's like, oh yeah, there's going to be some fat people here, by the way. He also tries to do like a little self-dig by calling himself fat, and he goes on to say the reason why he's mentioning that fat people are staying is because over half the budget is being spent on food. Otherwise, he basically does a tour of the house, shows off some of the rooms, the production crew, and explain some of the things that are happening during the subathon to the creators.
Putain, mais pour pouvoir faire des trucs comme ça, c'est qu'il doit quand même gagner un paquet d'oseille sur Kik, ce bâtard-là.
Apparently, as well, they're going to be sleeping on bunk beds, and one creator a night is given the objective to cook for the rest of the contestants. Now, surprisingly, I wasn't given an invitation to this Kik 24/7 stream, but this would be where I'd have to draw the line. Because as people know, my cooking isn't that great. Now, there's a lot of creators that you might actually know that are appearing on this series. Like, for example, Ali C. Lopez, or as you probably likely know her name.
Ce sont les streamers Kik, moi je connais que les gros abrutis qui font la une en permanence, c'est tout. Les autres, je les connais pas.
Warlock the Destroyer. You've got Sam Frank as well, who is Neon's girlfriend. Ed Matthews. Now, if you know Ed Matthews, I did talk about him very, very briefly. There was this one character in like the UK scene of TikTok called Jack's Fitness, and he basically teamed up with Ed Matthews. Ed Matthews kind of like leached all of his clout and then cast Jack Fitness aside. There's other creators as well, like Shangel, Shello, Prime, not to be confused with Logan and KSI's Prime, B-Dave, and
ni Prime le français.
An Ice Spice lookalike. Don't worry, it's not Ice Spice, they couldn't afford her. It's funny as well.
Ça doit être terrible pour se faire trouver sur YouTube que Logan et KSI ils aient pris ce nom pour leur marque.
Oh, because I don't even know if she was meant to be a lookalike. She just might look genuinely similar. But
son référencement doit être explosé à cause de ça, je pense.
Neon, when he's trying to clip farm for his content during the subathon, will refer to her as Ice Spice or Pumpkin Spice. He also had a surprise visit from a former Disney Channel actor, Isaac Presley, and he was from the show Stuck in the Middle. And even, of course, you had the man, the myth, the legend, King back.
What? Je sais pas qui c'est.
I don't know how Bak always ends up like having a cameo in stuff like this. I guess it's just because he's in like the LA scene. Now, as you can expect, with the subathon with Neon at the helm, drama arose very quickly with a lot of bickering and beef between the contestants. Like, for example, one of the biggest running gags was apparently Ed Matthews was trying to steal Sam Frank from Neon.
Brought some freshly baked cookies.
Oh, thank
Oh, Ed Matthews, just take some from
you. Hey, Lalo, the content boys, everyone.
What does that mean?
Yo, the mid or conva. Yo, say thank you, bro. She made it.
And then there were other shenanigans as well, like for example, lost luggage, fighting, and
il farm tellement en vrai.
Neon announcing, unironically, not as a bit, definitely not clip farming by the way, that he was having a Diddy party.
Listen, we're gonna have a party with like fucking 500 people in here, and we're gonna have every POV possible, so whatever happens, we get it on camera. Swear on your life. Have all the camera angles like.
Ouais. Pas sûr que ce soit une super bonne idée de faire des blagues là-dessus. Ça dépend comment tu fais la blague, quoi, mais le problème c'est que lui, ça a pas l'air d'être... Ouais. Quelqu'un d'autre aurait fait la blague, j'aurais pu la trouver drôle, mais lui...
idea that this Kik live stream was even happening because I just don't go on the Kik website that much at all. But this got shared through word of mouth.
Jamais été sur Kik.
More likely,
Ah si, une fois, je
army of clip
Faut voir
farmers.
comment
You
c'était.
get so many of these like Neon clip farming accounts that are like, you know, they're made with the purpose to like own him. But what they actually end up doing instead is basically promoting his product. So if anything, really, it wouldn't surprise me that most of these Neon bait accounts are on payroll. Despite that, the clip farming did actually seem to get a little bit out of hand, to the point that Neon even thought, can we even keep doing this subathon? One of the first things that happened to Neon, which I'm pretty sure you might have all seen online, and one of the main reasons I'm even doing this video, Neon's production team that he hired left 5 days after they'd begun filming.
Someone please tell me what the happening. Can someone like speak to me for 2 seconds? Can I talk to you?
What? Mais à quel point ça a été un... À quel point ils ont été insupportables pour que l'équipe de production décide de se barrer, quoi. Ou alors ils les ont peut-être pas assez payés, je sais pas, mais putain, pour que ton équipe de prod elle se barre, c'est que t'as déconné, quoi.
I don't know.
Fuck you, dog.
This is, if it was because I was like saying the shit behind the camera, I would have said it out of frustration.
Yeah, we're done. I'm sorry.
Now this team was in charge with
Waouh,
basically
putain,
running
la
like all
vache,
the
qu'est-ce qu'il a fait pour qu'ils partent? Parce que vraiment là, ils avaient l'air au bout du rouleau. Maintenant, ça sert à rien de négocier, on se casse, quoi, c'est fini.
cameras that were littered, you know, throughout the mansion to make sure that every single bit of content was collected and used for something. As well, on top of that, making sure that the content was being filmed because the cameras on live had to switch to a camera in the house where something was actually happening because, you know, if you were just filming a brick wall, that kind of sucks. So pretty abruptly, a lot of the team gathered their cameras, gathered their equipment, and basically just left the mansion. Now, Neon went into immediate beg mode to try to bring them back. He was apologizing, trying to talk to one of the cameramen, but they were basically just ignoring him. He also confronts a couple of the crew members that are packing up in front of the house, putting their cameras away, and they just said that they just don't want to work on this project anymore. And then Neon is molded because apparently he paid these guys up front $500,000.
Putain, 500 000 balles. En même temps, ça m'étonne pas, vu la quantité de gens qui dans l'équipe de production, plus le matos et tout. Pas si étonnant que ça. Mais par contre, du coup, est-ce qu'ils vont pas devoir le rembourser s'ils se barrent en plein milieu? Genre au moins la moitié ou un truc dans le genre? Ou tout? Parce que ils remplissent pas leur part du contrat en se barrant comme ça, quoi.
Paying them another $500K at the end of the subathon, so $1 million.
C'était une avance, les 500 000 balles, ok, d'accord.
Aside, do you know how much I paid for that, bro?
Yeah, this is the first time I'm
Just say it. All my life, I swear to God, this whole thing costed $1 million. Everything.
No, clip farm.
So Neon, in response, has a bit of a baby rage. He breaks some vases, some glasses, some statues, and even
Mais il doit avoir un balle d'oseille, en fait, pour pouvoir lâcher ça. Enfin, je sais que c'est pas lui qui lâche, ça doit être son entreprise, quoi, mais... Quand même, quoi, c'est qu'il doit raquer pas mal, au final, avec Kik.
pushes a chair on the ground in frustration.
And if I watch this retard chat, just start laughing.
Ah, après, c'est sûr que les sponsors casino, ça leur a apporté, quoi. Et sur Kik...
Laugh, keep laughing, retards, keep fucking. I didn't even intro, I'm so sorry. Keep fucking laughing, keep laughing at me, bro. So funny, so fucking funny, bro.
Now, why would the crew get up and leave without saying anything to Neon? Is this another
Pourquoi
master tier
donc?
clip farming from Neon? Is this all organized? Because I'll be honest, this is how I actually heard about this live stream, all the crew getting up and leaving. Now, even though I want to say that's the reason, there are actually another couple game theories which could be justified as well. Now, right before the crew walked out, Neon actually complains that there's so many Spanish people here and it's overpowering him. And you can see one of the crew members like genuinely upset with what he's saying, like when he's walking past Neon after he said it.
Bro, okay, I mean, but like, okay, that's cool and all, but like, bro, there's too many Spanish people in here, bro. I'm feeling like overpowered.
What you want?
Huh? Who's that? Hello.
Like this one.
There was also rumors of the camera crew as well talking smack about just the entire project in general, calling his chat ruthless 15-year-olds, and even at one point accused him of view-bossing his subathon stream. Now, those are all the actual valid reasons.
Qu'il achète des vues et tout, ce mec. De toute façon, y a rien qui m'étonne, de toute façon, chez les streamers Kik. Donc, ils peuvent faire toutes les pires dingueries de la Terre, je serais pas surpris.
The main reason that people think is, again, it's all clip farming, it's set up, he paid these people nowhere near $500K, maybe a couple $1,000s, and then gave them a tip to basically bounce and act like they were annoyed at him. A lot of Reddit scholars have like watched the clips over and over again, and they don't really seem to actually find any reason why the cameramen actually ended up leaving. It just seems like it really just happened out of the blue. And again, if this was like, you know, nearly any other streamer, you could think it's legitimate, but because it's Neon, he is...
La question, c'est comment ça se passe maintenant que toute son équipe elle est partie. Est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un qui arrive à gérer les cams quand même et tout? Ou c'est juste, ça devient un stream dégueulasse avec des cams qui filment des murs à des moments? Parce que comment tu continues ton bâton avec autant de... Enfin, ben non, du coup ils sont partis avec leur cam en plus, donc comment il continue sur ce bâton? Il est avec son tel, il est en train de filmer avec son tel tout le reste du bâton, quoi.
Boy that has cried clip farm 20,000 times. So when an event like this happens, you're more inclined to believe that, yep, it's another clip farm. Now, let's say the situation actually happened. This sucks. Neon is down $500,000. That's a lot of money. And he's also missing an entire production crew to make this subathon.
C'est beaucoup d'argent, mais combien de subs il a eu pour son bâton? Il en a combien, là? Donne ce bâton... Il y a moins de semaines, on parlait de ce bâton... Non, mais attends, c'est Gilles Tommy, putain. M'en fous de Gilles Tommy. Ah, je le vois pas. Bref. Je sais pas où c'est, je trouve pas.
Actually watchable for the viewers at home. You know, the people that are going to type like L or W in chat and nothing else and probably have iShow speed on the second monitor. But thankfully, the man, the myth, the legend was here to save the day. The face of Kik Aiden Ross. So
De toute façon, c'est quoi leur public? C'est des gamins. C'est essentiellement des 14, 15, 16 ans, quoi. Qu'ils ont dans leur public les streamers qui font ce genre de contenu. C'est le même public un peu que Speed et tout, hein, quoi.
Aiden basically comes in clutch
Casey
for
Nat.
Neon, offering to like bail him out.
Rien ne vaut le goût unique de Nutella
Donc bon,
pour nous retrouver.
des gamins qui aiment bien voir des gens faire des conneries, faire n'importe quoi, faire les abrutis en direct, quoi, en gros. Parce qu'on va pas se mentir, c'est le genre de public qui aime ce genre de contenu.
The
Hein.
entirety of the subathon to get him a new team, a new crew, to make sure that everything is documented and filmed. But unfortunately for Neon, the problems don't end there.
You need a new camera crew?
Yeah, bro. Shit's fucked.
I mean, yeah, I could do some digging for you, bro.
Oh god, I appreciate you, bro. Actually.
You gotta tell me what you need, man. I'll try to get some reinforcements over, but you gotta let me know what else. I just gotta get you a camera crew and work on it for you. Let me work on that.
Alright, just text me. Let me know. Oh god, I appreciate you. Thank you, bro.
So in the early morning of day 8, unsurprisingly, Neon's
Oh, wait.
mansion was swatted. And obviously Neon was renting this place out, he didn't own it, so the landlord turned up and basically kicked him and his crew out. And then on top of that as well, his LA filming license was entirely revoked. So what does
His LA Family.
and his crew out? And then on top of that as well, his LA
La licence de tournage, il a besoin d'une licence de tournage pour filmer? Donc il va sûrement arrêter son subathon du coup.
filming license was entirely revoked. So what does
Et
this
finir
mean?
avec
It
une
means that
méga teuf.
Neon and his entire live streaming group have to find a new house within the next 2 days. Now Neon does still supposedly want to throw this like self-proclaimed Diddy party, and apparently he wants to throw it in such a high regard that it annoys the landlord. Yeah, I'm very sure the landlord's going to care about missing out on that.
I want to host the craziest party of my life tonight, with like 1,000 bitches and like the craziest shit ever and like unlimited budget. Is there any way you could help, or is it too short
Oh là
notice?
là.
Now, unlike the first incident I talked about with all the crew walking
Quel
away,
idiot.
this one does actually seem to be legitimate because TMZ were also there. God, did I really use TMZ as like an actual source to like verify something? God, this channel's full enough, man. So yeah, if it's only day 8 of this 24/7 Kick live stream and they're already being like kicked out of the house, I'm really not sure how long the content here is going to last for. Apparently day 9 will entail the crew trying to like, you know, survive in the wilderness, and then they might shift over to somewhere like Las Vegas for a little bit. But obviously, losing your production company, the house you've rented, some of the contestants, it's not really a very good look. Honestly,
À moins que
if
ce
it's
soit du clip farming et qu'effectivement tout ça soit pas vrai, quoi. Bon, le swatting doit être vrai, et peut-être que l'équipe de prod, ce genre de trucs, c'est pas vrai, quoi. Il farm, il essaie d'attirer des gens sur son stream.
survives the whole 30 days, which is, you know, the original intention of the subathon, I will have massive respect for Neon to keep it going for that long. Or, to be fair, it'll probably just end up with him doing yet another apology video.
And I wanted to say this was an eye opener for me in my eyes.
By the way, I do want to say with the Neon situation, I know more things have happened since, but like I said, I was traveling on my flight, and then when I came into the hotel, I just crashed. This is basically my first day where like I'm semi-functional, so there is obviously a little bit to catch up on this as well. And the worst thing is, I think now I'm like 2 days behind on slop, and in commentary terms, that's about 5 years behind. Dude, by the time I'm like ready to record the next video, they're gonna bring out like a Lunchly sequel. I've already seen that clip on TikTok of like Mr. Breast being self-aware, like renting out like a whole, they've rented out like a whole cinema just to like snide all the people that are hating on Lunchly. Now this video might
Ah
go
ouais,
out when I'm
d'accord,
already
putain.
at the meet and greet, but if not, Friday, Melbourne, PAX Australia, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
MrBeast qui commence à devenir edgy, qui loue un cinéma pour aller cracher sur les gens qui crachent sur sa marque de bouffe. On va peut-être rentrer dans un nouvel arc de MrBeast où c'est bon, fini d'avoir une image toute lisse et tout, et il passe en mode attaque, c'est bon.
p.m. Hopefully,
Ce
I'll be
sera
a
un
little bit
délire.
less rotting than I am now.
Faut pas oublier que le mec est pote avec KSI et Logan, hein. Possible qu'à un moment ils se décident à juste marcher dans leurs traces et aller insulter tous les gens qui s'opposent à lui, quoi. Ah, ce sera un délire, hein, quand même. Les streamer kicks, c'est vraiment un délire. Ils rendent fous, les streamer kicks. Et Neon, ouais, j'avoue que ça fait un moment que j'entends parler de lui. Il fait partie de cette vague de mecs qui vraiment juste farment un peu la négativité autour d'eux. Ces mecs qui ont élevé la phrase toute pub est une bonne pub au rang de credo, vraiment. Et ils organisent absolument tout leur contenu autour de ça. Et rien à foutre de faire du contenu moral, éthique ou quoi que ce soit. C'est des vues et de l'argent et c'est tout ce qui compte, quoi.